Hi all, it's Mason. Today I'm going to be designing Spider-sonas based off of prompts from a random character design website. So first off, I wanted to do my own Spider-sona, no prompt used. I'm really glad Spider-sonas are coming back, or at least they did. I hope that they come back every time a new Spider-Verse movie comes out. I can say with full confidence that the newest one blew my mind and is on a whole different level from the first one. I cannot wait for the next one. We all have to exercise patience, though. For this design, I went more with a casual look. I love the color yellow. It's my favorite color. And yellow and purple are great contrasting colors. Like, I love them together. I think they look good. So that's my Spider-sona. Moving on to a prompted one. So I didn't put some like stark rules on that I have to use each element of the character design prompt because I'm just using it as inspiration. So a lot of these are kind of turn out really strange. The colors are sort of the main thing that I take from this design website, and then I'll incorporate certain things like the personality traits and the physical traits, and then like, for example, this one has creature type as Leviathan, and so I sort of incorporated that with the well, I kind of went more of a Medusa route with it, to be honest, but I still incorporated it and I thought it looked cool. And since I was doing the Medusa look, I went with a little Greek, I guess, kind of shawl thing. I really have no idea what I'd call that. And then the weapon of the giant hammer, I thought that was kind of cool. It reminds me of Amy from Sonic. So I don't know. I also went with try to do a very comic book style hatching. I've been having so much fun doing that. Like, all my sketches have this sort of hatching design. I just think it's a lot of fun. Speaking of aspects from comic books, what I really loved about those movies, the Spider-Verse movies, is that they managed to incorporate elements of like comics into the movie, which I think really adds to it. Just feels like reading a comic book but seeing it visually, which brings a lot of nostalgia. With the like, there will be little notes at the bottom which will do little explain things, and then the author will sign their name. I love that kind of stuff. I mean, I love reading them in comics. I love just that personal element. I think it's just really cool. So the fact that they incorporated that was super, super cool. I think these movies have changed animation and like a lot of the expectations people have when it comes to new animated movies. I mean, it appeals to such a wide audience. I mean, they have to be some of my new favorite movies, to be honest. Back to the design. So the color, the fuchsia color is, very bright. I still thought it looked cool and actually goes with that coral color pretty well. So I kind of looked out. I mean, I also incorporated some yellow. And then the shoes, I don't really know why, but I kind of went with two unmatching shoes. I don't know. I have no idea. I hope the poses that I sort of was going for, like, can incorporate more of like her social side. It's really hard to, go with without facial expressions with these spider-sonas. The only way that you can emphasize them is mostly through the eyes. And the design thing said specifically wide eyes, so I, kind of had to go with it. But also the names I've chosen for these are very basic. Spider Hammer, like I couldn't think. But yeah, that's design number one. So this next one is, I think, probably my favorite of the ones that I've designed in this video. So it's one of my favorites, at least. The colors do not end up holding true. I end up generating new colors just because these colors were very harsh, and I just wasn't really feeling it. So with this character's design, the thing is that, yes, so these are the new colors. The thing is that she can change sizes. That's what the superpower thing says. So I was like, oh, okay, that would be cool. And so I incorporated where in her smaller size, she's has a certain look to her. She's like happy, cheerful, and then the other one is when, so she kind of switches personalities. They're essentially stark opposites of each other. When she gets bigger, she becomes physically buffer and, a bit more introverted and maybe a little more aggressive and angry. And I really like the way that she turned out. I'm also pretty happy with the hair, like having a giant ponytail stick out. I don't know, it just adds a lot more personality. As you can see, I'm more fond of putting the spider suit underneath some like clothing elements. I just think that it looks good. There's an artist I used to follow or I still follow, who does just Spider-Man and Miles Morales drawings, like with the spider suit under some like athletic gear, and it looks so cool. So I was very inspired by that, subconsciously at least, when doing a lot of these designs. So they aren't as creative as some of the ones in the actual movies, but to be fair, they have a whole design team. I'm just one person, and I'm just having fun. I named her Spider Augment because I literally looked up synonym for like changing sizes, and augment is one of them. So this one I was excited for because it calls for someone of a larger body, and I am kind of crap at drawing bigger people, to be honest, whether that be muscly or fat or whatever. Especially for men, even though I mostly draw men. Like, I feel like there's two types of artists. The kinds that, like, draw a bunch of twink catboy anime men, and then the types that only draw girls. um, and I am definitely more on the first side of things. But, I'm trying to, like, draw less of that and more, different types of people, old people, really young people, bigger people. Like I'm, cause I don't want to be like a one track mind person. When it said weapons as a fan, I couldn't have been more excited. I don't know if I really like the end result though, because, okay, when I think of fans, this is gonna sound really strange for a lot of people, but I think of Shen Qingxu from Scum Villain, and I just, the colors I was given wasn't really feeling like I could have gone a lot more majestic with it, but I just could not think at this point. I was sort of head empty about how I wanted the design to look, and therefore the colors are going to change a lot as I keep going. I was just kind of unhappy. Like right now, this character design looks like one of those old school designs, like 90s and before. Very bright, obnoxious colors. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really happy with it, so I changed it a lot. So here I thought I was done, and then I ended up going back and just changing the hell out of the color palette. And I honestly think that the black looks a lot better, a lot cooler. So that's Spider-Wind. So this prompt gave me a lot to work with. First, a cannon, which that is super cool. And I immediately kind of had this design in mind. I end up fiddling with the pose a lot just because it ended up kind of looking weird. And then also the element of fairy. And I thought, oh, well, there are a lot of spider men, women, etc., who can fly in these movies, for various reasons. And I was like, okay, well, what about a literal spider person with wings? How cool would that be? So I went pretty much all out with the fairy element, wings, all that. And I also ended up really liking this design. The colors, okay, the colors I got, I was like, I like these, but these are not fairy like, So you'll see where I go with this. Mostly dousing the whole thing in paint. Or pink. Brain fart. I mean, so all these designs are pretty basic looking, Like, I didn't do multiple versions, and it's not like a set thing, This is just like for fun. So they do look pretty basic and arguably boring. Um, so, but I feel like, they still kind of, they got their own thing going. Maybe in like some distant knockoff show, they would be in a Spider-Verse thing in the background. What I thought immediately after I put all the pink was dark skin would look so good. It would make all the colors pop, and it just kind of reminds me of like, I don't actually know. I just really love bright colors contrasting with dark skin. I think it looks so beautiful. So she shoots like spider web cannons out of her cannon, and I thought that actually sounds freaking awesome. Not to toot my own horn, of course. And here's the spider fairy all done. I hope you liked this video of me doing some Spider-sona designs. Thank you so much for watching and all the recent support. I really appreciate all of it. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.